Hello, hello, hello. It is Tuesday night at 8, and it is time for our Tuesday Night Live. So if you are on, give me a shout out. My name is Lori Staley, and I'm the Addicted Stamper with Stampin' Up. And I have some really simple Christmas cards to share with you tonight. Hello, Melinda. Um, Sometimes we're in that rush, right? And we got to get some cards made. And so I am going to share 3 cards with you tonight that take minimal supplies and you can get them done quickly, and the recipients will absolutely love them. But first, let me talk about this class. This is my Just Cards class, and it is free with a minimum $45 product purchase on my website. I do a different class every month. Same requirement, minimum $45 in product. And that $45 has to be your total after any rewards have been applied or discounts, but before your shipping and tax, right? So you're actually paying for $45 in product or more, of course. The class is free. There's an in-person class at my home in Dillsburg that you can attend, or you can do a porch pickup if you're local, can't make the class. And of course, we can mail them to my long distance Stampin' friends. We just ask for $5 postage or to help cover the postage costs, right? So that is happening. Pretty much, I'm wrapping up the month and I'm getting ready to start focusing on December. But I wanted to share that with you. The Black Friday sale was insane today. Pricing was great and is still great on many items, but a lot of them sold out. And I'm sorry if you missed getting them. I don't think anybody anticipated quite the demand that we were going to have. So there's still tons and tons of blends available. I think they're like $6.60. So that's a really good price. And the last time I checked, we still had some seal, although it was on low inventory. There was some cardstock still left and some dimensionals. So those are good staples to stock up on. I truthfully haven't seen prices like that in the 22 years I've been a demonstrator. So you might want to check it out if you didn't have a chance to see what's left and what you can grab at that deal. Okay. All right. So tonight we are going to play with the Christmas tags and more 6x6 designer series paper. I love this pack, and this pack has been eaten up. So we may not have everything in here, but I want to show you if you haven't seen it in person or on a live. I love this sheet because you can do such fun things with it. This was one of the pieces that we used in my holiday gift camp this past weekend, but you can cut those rectangles out and make such fun cards with that. Hello, Deborah McKay, and hello, Carol Deegan. How are you, lovely ladies? And then we have this cool plaid, some soft sea foam. That's a great green, and I wouldn't necessarily think of it for Christmas, right? Here's another pattern I really like. We're using this pack in my Christmas card class on Saturday. So they're getting a half a pack of this paper, and it's 8 sheets. It's 4 designs. Oh, sorry, 4 designs of designer paper, 8 sheets. There's the back of that one. And then, did I show you this one yet? I don't think so. So those are the 4 patterns. You get 8 sheets of each, and then there are 4, I can't talk tonight, 4 pages of die cuts, which is fun. So you get 2 of each in the pack, and I don't think I have the other sheet left to show you. Wait, what's up here? Oh, maybe this one here. I might be missing a piece or two, but there you go. A couple different bows in there, some packages, candy canes. So lots of fun pieces that you can use an accent. And I'm going to show you a card. At least one of the cards tonight, maybe 2, have an accent using those die cuts. So, all right. Yes, it's good to see you, Deborah. I've been missing you. Hope everything's okay. Lay this aside and we're going to jump right in. And please forgive me if my husband comes storming down the steps. He's been at work all day, had to cover a meeting tonight, so he doesn't probably remember that I'm live. And if he comes through the door, well, like I'm running into the studio. All right, so talking about those die cuts, look at that pretty wreath and that little bow, which has some shading on it. I don't know if that shows up on camera. That is one of the die cuts as well. So let's see what I got here. I might have to go find that die cut. or we might have to pretend I have it because I think that was one of the sheets I only had the one of. So, although I must have had two at one time because I have the other wreath. Goodness gracious. Okay. So simple colors, again, this is meant to be simple stamping. There's no die cutting. I think I did use one punch, which is of course the red circle that you see on this card, right? But I wanted you to be able to sit at your kitchen table and crank these out, or in your craft room, or wherever you are, and be able to make them happen. Now I'm looking for adhesive, which is showing red, of course. In that kind of a day. I know this is the busiest time of the year for everybody, but I cram in like 4 or 5 classes within a 2 week period. So it is insane in my studio. But I went and grabbed a refill. So yeah, so we're using a lot of red and green. We're using the die cuts, the designer paper to really create our focal images. Always make sure you pull that glue that gets stuck at the tip of your applicator. When you replace this one needs a good washing with the baby wipes because there's gluey residue everywhere. We're going to pop that on. So this is about a 2-inch circle that the wreath is printed on. And then I just used a 2¼ inch. Hey, Pat, good to see you. So did anybody get a chance to take advantage of the sale today? Like I said, I don't think anybody thought it was going to go quite that quickly. A lot of it's gone, but it's still a lot of blends. So if you need to add to your inventory, or maybe you have favorites that you can get a second set so you're not looking for it when it runs out. This is the shiny real red ribbon. So pretty. I don't know if the camera will pick up the shiny satiny effect on there or not. But I hate to cover that up, right? But you'll see I use that side on something else. That's one of my favorite pieces. And like I said, you do get 8 sheets of each in a full pack. So that's kind of nice. And if you want to split it with somebody, then you each still get 4 sheets. So that's pretty cool. Okay. And my studio has been a war zone. It's a drop and run zone, I like to call it. So everything is somewhere where it shouldn't be and not where it should be. So that is just that piece of designer paper. We're going to go ahead and mount that. Onto a layer of garden green. So you'll see garden green, real red, and white are my colors tonight. They all coordinate beautifully with the designer paper. Then we're going to pop this up. I'm not going to be able to find that. I will look one more time, but I think that bow is in the other sheet of die cuts that I don't know what I did with it. Now, if you have your Christmas cards done already, then you can save these ideas for next year, or take the layouts and use them like with the paper that we used on Sunday night, right? Because they had some squares and rectangles and imagery in there that you could use in place of the round wreath. Deborah said she was up early. Oh, good. Excellent. Yeah, I didn't intend to be up early. I really didn't. Um, but I was still awake at 2 o'clock playing on my phone. I was in bed, but I was playing on my phone. So I did, when I saw it was exactly 2 o'clock, I'm like, I'm going to do this because I didn't know exactly what time I would wake up with only going to sleep after 2, right? Bright and Happy Christmas comes from the Jolly Holly set. And again, I avoided using die cuts, so you can do this class or this event anywhere. make these projects. And then we're going to put dimensionals on this as well. Hey, Judy, good to see ya. You're okay. I was late announcing I was going to be. I forgot I didn't do it this afternoon. And then I got involved in other stuff. And well, you know what happens. Time gets away from you. I'm going to flip through that paper pack one more time to see if I can find the sheet with the little red bow. So it's definitely on the sheet. And if not, I wonder what this will look like. I don't love it as much, but we have a substitute if we need it, right? Because, yeah, they are my sheets. I got it. It was hiding in between the other layers. So the green one works, but the red one's better, don't you think? And you'll also notice I didn't put any embellishment on these cards. Although it killed me not to put a little pearl or something in the center of the bow on the wreath. We're going to grab my liquid glue and just put a dot there. I think that's going to be alive sometime. I'm going to take some cards that I've already made and we're going to use different papers or accents or dyes or whatever and recreate them because you know you can copy yourself, right? Obviously you can copy me anytime you want. Um, but you can also copy yourself. Yep, red is it stands up better, right? Me too. Me too. I am in full agreement with you. Yeah, it definitely stands out better. Okay, so there you go. Now you could put you could put a pearl in the center there. You could put some little red accents or gold accents or whatever on the side of the greeting. But again, trying to keep it simple. Even as I was doing this, I thought this would be a great idea if you're going somewhere. You're going to be sitting around with relatives over the holidays and you're going to want something crafty to work with. Grab your red, green, and white paper, the Christmas tags and more paper, and the ribbon, and a couple stamp sets. And that's it. You can take it with you on the go and be creating while you're visiting. Or introduce them to creating, or maybe they already do stamp and you can show them some fun cards. And this is well, I shouldn't say that. I didn't look today, to be honest, but it had been out of stock for quite a while, which made me nervous because I knew I needed more of it. I think that's crooked. Let's try one more time. But it did come back in stock, so hopefully it didn't sell out again. There we go. And if you already have all the Christmas cards made that you need, then good for you. I'm usually down to the wire. Just like that. Cute, simple, easy. Again, you can bling it up if you want to step it up a little bit. But hey, Betty, thank you. But a quick and easy Christmas card where the dies are basically the dies in that designer paper are basically doing the work for you, right? So that's number one. The last two are fun folds. One is a bookbinding card. And I'm going to use the opposite side of that paper that we used in the background here. And again, no bling, just a fun, quick Christmas card. Fold on the score lines. And I'm going to bring in some of that pretty foliage to go between Now, I am someone that tends to step cards up, so I was like, I'm so tempted to add some baker's twine over that, some white baker's twine, right? I didn't. I kept it real simple. Oh, thanks, Deborah. Oops. Come in here. Just a little bit closer. There we go. That is like basically done, except adding your greeting, right? So I've just got some layers here. We're going to use the Real Red ink again, minimizing the supplies that you need, right? You don't need a ton to make pretty cards. Paper can do so much of the lifting for you when you're designing cards. We're going to give this a shot. I'll take it. That looks pretty good, right? Dimensionals, you will need a sheet of dimensionals. Dimensionals always help things look a little better, right? Now, if truth be told, I don't think I would have ever thought to cut the bottom of that off and just let it be like that. But I was actually going to use this piece. I was going to use the bookbinding form for the last card, the one with the wreath. And I put the adhesive on the wrong side. So then I had to come up with a design to work with it that way. And I think that did it. I think we did okay with that. On the inside of this one, I just put the big Merry Christmas in garden green. And that comes from the ornamental Christmas stamp set. All right. I'm going to go ahead and seal the bookbinding area because I'm resisting putting that white baker's twine on there. And just like that, we have a second one done. This will be a quick live tonight, huh, guys? Who has, did I ask this already? Who has this paper? Does anybody have the Christmas tags and more? All right, last one coming up. Upside down, no less. Now, if we still had our gold twine, I would have put a little bow on the top of that. I couldn't resist doing that, but we don't, it's not current anymore. And this is a fun little easel card using one of the package pre-cut die cuts in it. Okay, so it's going to sit up like that. And of course, I'm using the thick basic white. It just gives it more body. If you don't have that, you don't have to use it. I think that's actually one of the cardstocks that was included in the sale. And I don't know if that one has sold out or not. So I just cut it. I think this is 1¼ inch from each end. That gave me my 3 little flaps. Let's go ahead and crease that really well. And then we've got, yes, we do. I was thinking I was missing a piece of red. We've got our designer series paper. That's that cool plaid pattern. with the reds, the greens, and there's a little bit of crumb cake in there. Lighter shade, obviously. You can see that in the background. Well, that's crooked. And it might have to stay that way. I need my dental floss. Do you guys know the dental floss trick? Have I told you that trick? If you get a corner up, if you tape something down and it's crooked, like happens to me, and you just get a little corner up, you can take a piece of dental floss at the corner and wiggle and shear your paper off without tearing it, and then reapply. And the credit for that goes to my sweet mama. She taught me that early on in our stamping adventures. Let's do it this way. For my eyes, this will be better. And then we're going to do the other side. Oops. Come back here. That's a pretty side too. I didn't design with that one yet. I'm going to have to do that. So just some real red strips behind the DSP, designer series paper. The arms are actually going to get adhered down now. But this is kind of a fun fold. Guess what Lori did not do? She did not score the front flap. So let's do that. And when I do my easels, I tend to just score them at the halfway mark. So this is going to get scored at 2 1/8 because, of course, the front flap is 4 1/4. So I'm just going to line it up at 2 1/8 and give it a good score. And then we'll use our bone folder to finish that crease. Okay. And then we're going to, I don't know what I was doing when I did this card. Not paying attention, apparently. I need a piece for the front. Although I might have shoved it back into the bag. It's hard to tell. Let's see if this works. I love easel cards. They're easy. Oh, it is. Look. They're easy to create. They're a wow for your recipient, especially if they're not a card maker, right? And then I just took a little strip of real red to give us a little bit of a border and a divider, if you will. Let's try it. Oh, that's definitely the way I want to do it. There we go. So then this is going to go at the bottom of our extra layer. Like so. We're going to pop our ornament up. Then when you mount this, you're only going to mount it down here at the bottom, right? So we're going to just put our adhesive beneath the score line, just like a regular easel. Interesting. My real red is shedding. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and stamp in there. And for that, I used the Wishing You Joy. I didn't think I was going to use this stamp set when I got it. I thought it was probably going to end up in a prize basket somewhere. Oh, excuse me, somewhere, because it has 3 different versions of the same greeting. But I find myself reaching for it more and more because sometimes you want script, sometimes you want small, sometimes you want bold. This satisfies it all. So you just never know when you get something, what's going to happen. I think I did it. Yeah, I did do it in real red. May your Christmas be bright. And then see if I have that package or if I'm going to have to come up with something else to prop it with. This one might have something else. Because again, for some reason, I keep using a sheet of the. Oh, wait, here we go. Well, I must have pulled the package out and now I don't see it. So we're going to use something else. What can we use? Let's see. Oh, here's a little red package. Let's use that. That will work. And we're going to put a dimensional on the back of that because it's going to lift up enough to prop the easel against. This might end up being a half a dimensional or a mini if you have those. They were on sale today too, and I should have grabbed some of them and I didn't. There we go. A little bit of a dimensional. Make sure I have it about where I want it. And there we go. That props it up. So what did we do? We did those 3 cards in just under a half an hour. Think how many more you could create using that pack. Now, the last thing we're going to do is I have this new banner punch. And we're going to punch out the middle one. I do want to tell you guys, if you're when you're buying punches, this is, I keep punches in the simple stamping category, but when you're buying a punch, and don't be like me, because I'll get it and I'll put it on the shelf until I'm ready to use it. I don't even take it out of the paper that it comes in, the saran wrap or whatever. But I should, because sometimes there's a burr. Sometimes there is something that just isn't right with your punch. And Stampin' Up! Backs their products. They have a 90-day warranty on most products. Of course, with the die cutting machine, it's a much longer warranty because of the value of that machine. So check your punches when you get them, because if there's a burr, if there's something wrong, they will make it right. They will replace it. So that's the punch out that I chose to use for this one. And this is going to go up on Dimensional Street. Can you tell I was a little dimensional happy with these cards? Maybe because I wasn't using anything else. But we did use some ribbon. And you could grab a pack of rhinestones and bling it up or whatever. The peppermint candies, excuse me, the peppermint candies would look cute. Let's not mount it upside down. Let's not do that. There we go. So that finishes that one off. But yes, the punch, again, just always make sure that you're checking it out. Punch it a couple of times. So the one I used was the one in the middle, but here's this one. It's a cute little banner punch, if you will, right? And then the back one gives you the arrow. So that's a fun new punch. All right. So there's our cards. We did 3, like I said, in less than 30 minutes. And let's bring the other ones in. Using the Designer Series paper and the die cuts from Christmas tags and more. 6x6 package. Again, you get 8 of each of the sheets of designer paper. So that's the equivalent of 2 full 12x12 when you think about it. And then you get 4 sheets, 2 of 2 different designs of the die cuts for $12.50. So check that out. As I said, that's back in stock, or at least it was when I checked yesterday. Heaven knows things happen overnight. But hopefully, if you're in a pinch at Christmas and you're trying to get a few more cards done, and they're very traditional, they've got the reds and the greens in there. So if you're somebody that likes the traditional Christmas colors, this is the perfect package for you. All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in. I think watch my Facebook page. I think I'm going to go live Sunday night. Rick and I were talking. The risk of me trying to go live at the nest just seems to not be in my favor anymore. I don't know why we were able to easily do it the one night. But I'm just going to go live Sunday night, and then I will not be live Tuesday next week. So I'll be live Sunday night. Check my Facebook page. I may adjust it to 7 o'clock. We'll see. But that's the next time you will find me here on YouTube. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope you enjoy time with friends, family, or just some simple time for yourself, right? That's okay too. Whatever makes you happy. So be safe, and I will hopefully see you Sunday night. Thanks again. Bye.